name's Ian Campbell. This is another of my Passing Moments videos. What I want to talk about today is stop limiting God. Stop limiting God. And I'm trying to encourage everybody in all the videos I do. And the reason I want to talk about stop limiting God today is because if you limit God to do something for you, a miracle for you, or whatever it is you're asking, if you limit God in the way you want him to do it, I tell you now, I promise you, you will always, always, always be disappointed. Stop limiting God in when, how, where and why he does something. You know, we have a feeling that we want God to do for us what we want him to do in the way we think he should do it. And one of my favourite Bible verses is Isaiah 55, and in verse 8 it says, "For my ways are not your ways, my thoughts are not yours." And in verse 9 it goes on to say, "As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways and my thoughts higher than yours." You see, what God is saying is that whatever we ask him to do, God knows far more than what we know. He knows a better way to do what you're asking him to do. But if he was to do what you want him to do in the way you want him to do it, again, I promise you, you will be disappointed because you will always end up with second best. If you want God to do anything for you, take the limits off of God. Ask him. Ask him and tell him. He already knows what you need before you ask anyway, but he loves to hear from you. Ask him and leave it up to God for how he does it, when he does it, where he does it, with who, through who, whatever. But God will always do for you what only he can do in the way that he can do it, which will always, always, always be bigger, better than anything you can ever, ever dream about. So like I said, I'm trying to encourage you, stop limiting God. Stop limiting, because you will always be disappointed. You will always get to the point where you think, God is not listening. God is not doing for me what I want him to do. No, God will never do what you want him to do when you want him to do it. Because God is God and he knows better. He will never come down to your level. He will always stay up at his level because his level is better. As I've already said in Isaiah 55, as the heavens are higher than the earth. God's saying, my ways of doing things are not what you think, not in the way that you think. They'll never be like you think they will be. But I guarantee you, if you leave God to do what he's got to do, he will do it in a way that will give you an awesome testimony and show you just what God can do in a way that he can do it. And it will always be awesome. It will never be the way you want it and in the time frame you want it. And I know I'm repeating myself, but I just want to sort of drive that point home. Because I know from my own experience, when I've wanted God to do things, I thought he'll do it in this time and in this way. And I've always been disappointed. But when I've left it in his hands, really, truly left it, I tell you now, the way God has done things, it's been absolutely unbelievable. I hope that's encouraged you. It's one of the things I want to do in all my videos. If it has, pop onto my YouTube channel, IEC Videos, and subscribe, or just like. But as always, I want to just encourage you, take the limits off. Leave God to do what he can do, and leave him to do it in the way he can, and let him show you just how awesome he really is. God bless you for listening. God love you. Bye-bye now.